I'm from the Bahamas. If you know anything about the islands, right, the main sport is track and field. I always say I was born into it because everyone around me ran. Some Caribbeans have soccer and all that added in. In the Bahamas, it was track and field. That was it. Then my coach also started coaching cross country, and I was like, okay, I don't love that. In fact, I hated cross country. I'm like, it's so long. And I remember when I did that full on the backside, like I was the back of the pack in that race for sure. They were closing right behind me, everything right after me. It truly was a party on the pavement. We have some ladies who lost 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. And to see them from when they started, like, I don't think I can run. We got you. You know, one foot in front of the other.
Well, if you're out there wondering why there's some random guy talking on a microphone, we are here at the Columbus Marathon. My name's Jeff.
Hello, I'm Hannah.
And we are the 1 Mile at a Time podcast. If you haven't heard of that, that's because we didn't exist until yesterday at 1 p.m.
Yep, brand new.
Now we are in our 4th episode in a whopping 24 hours.
Yeah.
But we are really excited because today we have Cheralee Calhoun with Black Girls Run and the Columbus running community as a whole. We're really excited to have you here. I know we've had a handful of years of all sorts of fun, of just making running fun. But we want to talk to you about how you view community, of what it means to you as a member of BGR, but a member of the community, and like really what kind of excites you about the community right now.
So first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm happy to be here. I love the Columbus running community. And the more the years go on, we're connecting with more and more running groups in Columbus. There's so many great running groups and just having fun, right? And it's lovely to like go out to the Jesse Owens 5K this morning and see like so many faces that I recognize. I may not know them, but I recognize them from different clubs, from different races. Where, you know, when I first started running in Columbus in 2014, I was it. Like, I didn't know anyone, right? So it's nice to be here in 2025 and see so many, you know, like faces that I recognize.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So you started running in 2014.
In Columbus.
In Columbus. Okay, so take me back then. When did the journey start for this sport in general? Did it start with a love, or was it a love-hate relationship, or how did you get into running, and what was kind of the moment that you knew it was going to be a lifelong thing?
So I'm from the Bahamas. If you know anything about the islands, right, like the main sport is track and field. So I always say I was born into it because everyone around me ran. Some Caribbeans have soccer and all that added in. We didn't. In the Bahamas, it was track and field. That was it. So at an early age, as I got into school, people were running. And so I started running as a little girl, got to the US and immediately found the track team. But they kind of found me too, because I was this long little olive oil is what they used to call me girl. And so I think I just stood out as this tall girl, right? And so I started running in high school, that was in Florida, moved to Columbus, and they found me again, which I think that team in Columbus was just so welcoming and diverse and all the things. And I was like, okay, I love this. But then my coach also started coaching cross country, and I was like, okay, I don't love that. In fact, I hated cross country. I'm like, it's so long. But you know, so I did cross country all through high school, regrettably, and then finished high school. Didn't do anything through college. After I had my kids and I kind of gained that baby weight, I'm like, you need to start running again. You need to do something to get it off. Running was all I knew. And so I started doing that. But I wasn't consistent because I didn't have anyone to run with. You know, the kids were always getting in the way. It wasn't until 2014 that I decided to do Cap City Walk the 5K with a friend, and I saw BGR at Expo, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's a group, right? That I've never met another running group in Columbus. So to come up on BGR was just amazing. I joined the very next time they had a meetup, and was consistent ever since.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So we run, obviously, MIT, a pretty darn large marathon and half marathon training group. And it can be really intimidating to walk into a new group of people, especially if you may not necessarily assimilate with them on a normal day. And so I know that that's been a struggle in general. Are you seeing any steps that, I don't know, give you hope, any optimism that things are, we're moving in a positive direction from the running community and being more inclusive? And then, you know, alternatively, where else can we do better?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're doing a great job in Columbus in the running community. Like I said, I love the running community in Columbus. I think, and I love the partnership that we have with Fleet Feet, right? We literally will send ladies when they're training for a full or a half to MIT, because we don't have enough ladies coming out on Saturdays that we can, one, pair you up with the distance that you're doing, then two, pair you up with that pace group that you need, right? And that pace group, I think, is so important. And so when you guys invite us to those 10 miler, 20 milers, whatever you're doing, it's like it give them a little taste of what they can do, right? What you could accomplish. Like, look at the huge groups at each pace group. It's inspiring. And then we're seeing that with other groups. Someone else just mentioned another run group, and I'm like, I don't think we have a relationship with them. They're like, say no, say less, right? Like, we will get you connected with them. And so it's nice to see all of the running groups just being inclusive with everyone. Like, we're just all coming together. It's pretty cool.
One of the things I love about what you say is, you know, when you show up, like Jeff said, it can be so intimidating, right? And having pace groups and knowing that you can really show up as you are wherever you are in your journey. And I think that's something so powerful about the running community, the walking community, is we all recognize that we have what it takes, and we see in other people as they exist right now. Like, you yourself, as you are human, you have all of the right stuff to do a marathon, all of the stuff to do a half marathon. And I think that dream is made whole in the community.
Yeah.
Right. And so I want to know more about community. Tell me about like a time where your community really showed up for you, and what it meant, and how people can use that kind of as an inspiration to do it in their own communities, whether running, walking, family, whatever.
Yeah. Thank you. So I had this incident. I'm calling it an incident. Maybe about a year before I became ambassador. Like, I got in a really low point where I was like, I think I'm done with running. I just don't think I can do it anymore. I'm not feeling it anymore. I think I'm done. And I had signed up for a run in Cincinnati, a race in Cincinnati. And I'm like, I'm just not going. Anyone want my bib? And the ladies were like, what? Like, no, you have to do it. So they all, like, I have my little group that I run with, and they all like rallied around me and like, no, you got this.
Yeah.
And then it was so cool, like Tatricia at the race. So we drove down, we did the race. Like, she walked me through from just like pre-race stretching, right? And I'm still like, oh gosh, I don't know. But just like they ran with me, stayed with me, encouraged me the whole time to where I PR'd.
Oh.
You were going to quit.
I was going to quit. And then fast forward, within the year, I become ambassador, and I'm like, looking back, like, how did that happen, right? But it really is like, some of them were like, you have to do the ambassador. Who else is going to do it? Like, you have to. I'm like, why do I have to? Well, you're the right person. You have to do it. I'm like, okay, bully a little bit, right? But it was good, and for all that we've been accomplishing in this running community, connecting with different groups like yourselves, like, I'm so happy that I decided to stay on and do it. Like we talked JL into bringing BGR to Columbus,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Columbus was not on her radar at all, like Columbus.
Yeah.
But brought her in to kind of see what it was like, and she was like, "Oh, this is a real party." Like, yes, Columbus don't play,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
So fun.
I can't say enough about the running community. I don't know that there's much I would say to change. I would say that as companies are going through rolling back DEI and some of that stuff, I say we in Columbus need to stay strong to our mission, to who we are, right? And keep moving forward and ignore all of the noise in the
Yes.
background.
Yeah.
That's
Double
what
down.
I'd say. Just continue.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I think that's a wonderful perspective. I also have to tell you that, you know, from the day that we invited you all to the Hamilton Quarter Store with the new tent, and we did a group run and just had fun that afternoon. But like, it has been so wonderful getting to know you, and then knowing that, like, we talk about having a running group to keep ourselves accountable and keep ourselves motivated and such. Like, in the last year, I know you're gonna be there. Like, if we're doing something in the community that's going to help get people moving, I know I can always count on you to bring, half dozen or 2 dozen BGR ladies along with you, and it's been such a blessing and just so wonderful to like see you showing up in the community and being part of the events that we're putting on. From a standpoint of just being in, are you running Sunday?
No, I'm
You're
cheering.
not running Sunday. Okay. So, as being a spectator, then, what makes Columbus? Because you were talking about how Columbus is just special. What makes this race, and then being out on the course with all of your BGR ladies cheering together, what makes that so special to you?
First, before I answer that question, I'm going to say I appreciate and we appreciate Fleet Feet, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate you because you have always been there for us, right? So seriously, like, we know that if we are having something and we need something, like really need it, not just a want, right? But if we need it, we know that we can just text you and you answer right away, right? And that's really well appreciated. So it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you. For years I've ran this race. I've been running Columbus since 2015. Yeah. Then my first was 2016. My one and only.
One and only fall.
That's plenty.
But I love being on the other side. When I was running, I would be like, oh my gosh, look at this. So cool that they're all there cheering us on. And we stay at mile 6 or 3, which then becomes 7, until the very last person. Now, we won't do that this year because we will be at 17.5 as well, because we have some ladies doing the full. But just to see the look on the runners or walkers, because it's really the back of the pace.
Yeah.
Those are really the ones that we're really there for, right? Like, those are the people who really need that encouragement. And I remember when I did that full on the backside, like, I was the back of the pack in that race for sure.
Yeah.
And, they were closing like right behind me, everything right after me. And to get to the finish line, or even the back half, and there's like no one cheering you on. There's no one there, right?
Yeah.
So we said, we need a cheer station on the back half. And speaking of this great running community, check, you got it.
Right.
What else do you guys need, right?
Yes.
I'm like, oh. And then some other things were offered that we didn't ask for. We just wanted a spot. It's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So we are constantly amazed at this running community, and it's not just for us, right? Like, this is just the community. Like, it's being done for all runners. So I can't say enough, but I love being on the other side and cheering. We had a sign making party where we created signs for all of the ladies if it's their first, just to
Amazing.
encourage, right?
Yeah.
And so I love how we are showing up more.
Mhm.
Every time we do an event like that, we're getting more and more ladies to come out because they're seeing on the page the last event and they're like, wow, that looked like so much fun.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I keep saying amazing, but I don't know of another word. Spectacular.
I keep thinking of last spring we had Martinez Evans from Slow AF Run Club come to Columbus.
Yes.
And he did to talk and it was amazing. And he told me something I'll never forget about races. And because it makes me think of it because of the back of the pack. And he goes, did you know that there's no, like, you know, when you go to get permitting, you know, at these major races, I think he was talking about New York City in general or in that conversation. He's like, there is no race permit. You have to get a parade permit.
Oh.
And so that's how you file it when you're going through the process. And so we were talking about that. He's like, so all of these people who are coming out and like running this race, we're actually just a part of a giant parade. And it's this giant celebration of, you know, what we're doing. And so, you know, thinking about rejoicing and celebration, what are you going to be celebrating or what is BGR celebrating tomorrow? And, you know, what kind of themes are going to be present in your cheer station, and when you talk to the gals in the morning, what's it going to be like?
Yeah, it's really all about motivating those runners, right? Because we've all done it. We've all been there. So we know, like, you know, once you get to this point, whew, you're like halfway there, almost halfway there, right? Or you're just past that halfway mark and it's like, I need help. I remember one year, ladies was like, anyone have some chapstick? Like, so it's really like being there and being whatever they need.
Yes.
We've had ladies like go run alongside them for a mile. Like, let me just encourage you for a little bit, because that's what they need. We could tell they're struggling. So the theme is party, but it's also celebrating their every mile. So I love this whole 1 mile, because it's just be in that mile. Mm-hmm. Don't think about the finish line, right? Just think about getting through this mile. And that gets me through a lot of things.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Get through this. The next one. Okay, get through this one, right? So yeah, the theme is really just celebrating the ladies in that moment.
Yeah.
To help them get to the next moment or the next mile.
Love it.
What is one story from your community that always sticks with you? So a moment in time that just really sticks with you from your time running here in Columbus, whether it's person, moment, finish line, all the things, whatever. It's your mic.
Whoa, that's a tough one. One story that always sticks with me. It's where homework mattered.
It's just that there are too many to pick from, right?
And that's okay.
I guess I would have to say our national meetup.
Yeah.
That was just spectacular, right? Like,
It was so fun.
we really took over the course. And the nice
took over
thing.
the city.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna say.
didn't just take over the course, the party the night
Party,
before.
oh my
Yes,
gosh.
the whole thing was just, and you know, when you're in it and planning it, you don't really get to soak it in as much as if you're just out there enjoying it. So to see the pictures of the ladies dancing the night before and dancing on the pavement, and you're running and you're passing someone, they're like, BGR, right? Like, it truly was a party on the pavement. So I think that's probably the most special moment.
Pretty good one.
Yeah, I could not probably pull out some personal ones, but because like I did some traveling, like we call them runcations,
Oh, love it.
with some friends, and those were always special, right? Where a lot of those ladies have stopped running, but the memories that we have and the friendships, like those are lifelong friendships. So they are not going anywhere.
Tell me a little bit more about the feelings that the BGR meetup evoked. Like, what kind of feelings did that evoke out of you?
Yeah, I mean, talk about community, right? Like that community of Black Girls Run. Wow, it pulls at your heartstrings, and the stories. I really want this year for us to like tell some of our stories, right? Like, where were you? Where'd you come from? Like, tell your journey. I don't really have one. I mean, but to hear some of those, it's just like we did that. We helped you to get here, right? We have some ladies who are lost 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, right? And to see them from when they started, like, I don't think I can run. Like, we got you, one foot in front of the other. So those are just, those stories that pull at your heartstrings. They're amazing. They really are. I keep using that word.
I do think that you ladies should be exceptionally proud of yourselves for the fact that you were able to convince JL to bring that beer, because that's a big deal. And that wouldn't have happened without the three of you.
Yeah. We're on the 1 Mile at a Time podcast. So to wrap this up, I want to know about your favorite mile or most transformative mile that you've ever run or walked. Think of a time. What was that mile? Where was it? Who were you with? And what made it so impactful?
Oh my God. I always come back to the first marathon.
Yes.
Because 2016 was warm. It was the Columbus full. That's the first full marathon. So I think it was mile 23. I started to cramp.
Oh.
I'd never cramped before, so I think it was just the heat. And I just passed the BGR tent about a mile back, and they're like, "You need pickle juice?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." And they keep going. And then I cramped. I was like, "Do I go back?" Like, I was so torn, like, what do I do? And so I was just stopped and bent over, and people were like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "No." And they were just like, and they just kept going because, it's just a question. They keep going. And finally, an older man was like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "No, why is everyone keep asking me that?"
Clearly not.
Clearly no, because I'm just stopped. And he was like, "Well, you need to keep going." I'm like, "I can't." He's like, "You can get up, walk, crawl, but you got to keep going." And so I did somehow, just like, and then some ladies, I was out of water, but I had my hydration belt, and one of the ladies that came back to get her cousin or someone, and they poured some water into my water bottle. So see, community, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I ended up finishing barely, and the older gentleman came in a little bit after me, and I'm looking at him like, wait, because he kept running, right? He was like, "See, and you finished before me." Like, I'm like, I don't know how that happened, but so that mile 23, I think it was just the worst, but the best, right? Because had he not said keep going, I was considering going back for the pickle juice, and then but I was like, I don't want to do an extra mile, right? So yeah, I looked through the bar.
Probably a good lesson in you learn the most when life's at its toughest.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap up with, I've got a great question for you.
Oh boy.
And it is, what song always makes it onto your running playlist? And then a little bit of a why. Is it the beat? Is it because it's inspiring? Is it whatever?
So I don't make playlists. I'm probably one of those rare people who don't make playlists. But if I get in a really tough mile, I will go in and search Single Women, right? So the beat, for sure, it just hypes me up. It's not a song that I would normally listen to on a daily basis. I like the oldies, which are more slower. But yeah, it's Single Ladies, for sure. For sure.
I love it.
And I do that if I'm in the gym and I'm having a tough time, because sometimes they want to do this treadmill challenges, and I'm like, I'm gonna die, right? But I'll throw on Single Ladies, and that helps to get me through.
All right.
Yeah, I love it.
It's an easy one to dance to, too.
Yeah.
You should see Colin Burdett over there, our Puma rep. He can do the whole dance. It's quite
the
impressive.
whole dance.
Which is, anyway, so I'm going to already get us off that track. Sherry, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
This has been a lot of fun. We are the 1 Mile at a Time podcast. The podcast will be live at 1 Mile at a Time run
Next week.
Monday,
Yeah.
next week, sometime next week. So thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.